Art Conundrum podcast
Ah,
episode next. All right, I'm joined today by Xavier Harton. Roll
Sorry,
call,
sorry,
Xavier.
sorry, sorry.
Xavier Harton.
Blessings, Hotep, more
Okay.
house.
No, no.
Khristina Godfrey. Roll call, Christina. You mute the mic right as you are roll call, Christina. You mute it again. Mr. Watson.
yeah, me not the place. I can
All
on jump
right.
a different time, a different day.
Okay, great. All right, so we have several things to tackle in this episode. For one, we'll be tackling the final year exhibition. We didn't get an opportunity to discuss that. Mr. Watson, at least one person here has not seen the show at all. Only through photographs, right, Mr. Watson?
Yeah.
But you have access to the photographs right now?
At this very minute, but I've got search.
All right. Cause we want to discuss it and just get your thoughts. I mean, as a lecturer, as a past lecturer, I think your input definitely invaluable. So,
Me can
um,
only I can comment generally in terms of the direction and stuff like that, but in
right,
the
and
yeah, go ahead.
right, and that's what we want. We know some more critical comment can only come by way of viewing the work in person. So we are all right with that. All right. Anyways, let's get on to our week. I think we should start with Xavier, seeing that Xavier is in a completely different space since the last time he was on the show. Xavier is currently in New York.
I mean, the Hotep. Sorry, this is a dead giveaway. Harlem. That's nice.
Harlem, okay, Harlem, the man in Harlem, you
Yeah,
know?
the park and all of that.
Yeah, man, the energy. So Xavier, how has your week been? Navigating this new space. Well, it's not new. You travel.
Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
travel more than me, because I never left here. But um,
It's my first
how
time.
is the space? No.
It's a new space in the sense that it's the first time I've been in New York, but I've been in the country before. It's definitely fast. Too many buildings for my liking, but it's you know
Yeah, the skyline just
it's different. It's a different
clustered.
experience. I went to one exhibition so far. A lecturer, a professor of mine, invited me to his opening. That was interesting to hear him talk about the work. I should have done an interview with him, but I will invite him on the. Well, I'm thinking about inviting him on the program because he's an interesting guy, and his work is interesting. We have similar kind of interest when it comes on to work. He's a Puerto Rican artist, Miguel Luciano. So I went to his exhibition. So that was good. I met with a few people from the art community so far, and it's not so bad. The subway is giving me some. Yeah, I missed my stop a few times.
Ah,
The subway, navigating the subway.
phone too.
Come
Yeah,
again,
man.
Mr. Watson.
Now I was telling Xavier to download Waze, which is a GPS system that
Oh,
it depends on it right now. It's WAZ.
Okay.
yeah, I'll try that. I was using Google Maps. So one at a time I end up almost at Brooklyn Beach.
All right, Christina. How has your week been?
It's been good. Busy, but it's been good.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, seeing that you were here during the storm, how did that affect you? Did that affect you in any way?
No, I'm actually on a course. I'm in Helsha, and it didn't. It just came with a lot of winds, and obviously water, because of the winds, water they come in a little bit, not like everybody else, but um, it We had lights, we had internet right through. So, yeah.
All right, Mr. Watson, how's your week been?
My week was good, busy, good. My thing come to an end on Friday, so I am looking forward to next week. I have a few days off, but you know, it was a good experience. I think I made some breakthrough again. So as well
Oh,
that
yeah. Okay, you mean the summer show, the
so,
summer school?
yeah, we never had a show and it was quite disappointing because I'm accustomed to having a show every year wherever. But this never had a show and there's some, you know, leadership issue where that is concerned. But some children did some work and I appreciate some effort from some, and there was one or two who really think that they want to be an artist when they grow up. That was good too. You know, it was a reasonably good week.
All right. As for my week, more or less just do some work, slow around, mope around here and there, and try to prepare for the lockdown. It's been a quiet week. All right.
Yeah,
So,
before you go into how you feel about the lockdown.
um, I think I think it's necessary. Some of the arguments I'm hearing against the lockdown, to me, it really no hold no weight. I mean, the economy will be affected no matter how you like it, because once movement of people get stagnated, it will have a negative impact on the economy. I think the lockdown kind of necessary. Maybe there should have been much more headway in terms of preparation, or giving us more time. But for the most part, I think it's necessary because people just, for some reason, it seems people don't understand that the pandemic is a real thing and that COVID-19 is a real thing. People still feel say it's a conspiracy by the government. I don't know how people can think that.
I well, sorry for me, but no, they are. But I'm on the other side. Not to say that
Yeah, and how is that being,
it's
outside
necessary.
of a space that has lockdown?
Necessary, but at the same time, it's kind of hypocritical for me in the sense that you are going to have a lockdown right after Dream Weekend end, right after the
Emancipation
patient,
Week.
right after all of the stakeholders,
Yeah.
large stakeholders in the entertainment sector have a chance to earn or to get back some of that income.
But I find that it's only one man earn, because my show was a disaster. Um,
Large stakeholders, stakeholders.
yeah.
Hence, the Mocha Fest, the whatever, even whether or not Mocha Fest was held, not quite sure about the details. But the larger stakeholders have the opportunity to, let's just be real. COVID-19 done, it won't be ending anytime soon.
I said 5 years.
Okay, so let me ask the question now. Will shutting down the country, is shutting down the country the only strategy this government
Yeah.
has dealing with the pandemic and waiting for vaccine, and those vaccines which the public is hesitant anyways, because we have a history, or the larger nations have a history of
Distrusting government.
we just have a distrust in government because of the,
Yeah.
especially when it's coming from Western nations, Europe.
Right.
What's the plan for the informal economies in Jamaica, which is a large part of the Jamaican economy? What your plan? Are you just planning for the private sector, the tourist industry?
I
Wait
think
for more
this
vaccine. That's the plan.
the one that last came, not Pfizer, the one that came before is set to expire soon.
The
But
AstraZeneca.
the AstraZeneca. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to hear an opinion on that because I'm in two minds about it. Yeah, we need to protect ourselves and we really need to protect the human resources, but at the same time, what is
Some
about we
people,
as a people and just getting together and just doing something where does make sense.
there are some people who I think can avoid being on the streets because them very existence depend on it.
Yeah,
But there are those who definitely can do better and then just not do better. Xavier, that's
agree. And you will always find that people will just want to do what they want, and you have them, those individuals. But at the same time, I don't see any strategy, just like the crime plan, the 5 pillar crime plan. I don't see one pillar, not one pillar, not one has been written so far. And the answer to the crime situation in Jamaica has been Zozos and curfew. And it's not just this administration, just be honest. It's coming
Mhm.
from when Peter Bunting was Minister of National Security. This I and this,
No, I hear you, Xavier.
Xavier, yeah, chip out a lot.
yeah, sorry about that. You
No,
hear?
it's like when also like when Mr. Watson was sitting on in him chair, it drowned out your sound.
Oh, oh,
Sound muffled on my end, at least.
Oh,
yeah. Um. Well, I have to get a headphone. It seems
All
because
right, the discussion still is a bigger discussion. We'll come on to self-governance and majority black countries. This is an issue where most countries that are with a black majority face. I don't like how the internet move. All right, final year show. I think we need to just do that. We can have this discussion, this other discussion another time because this is a big discussion. All right. Who wants to start? Final year, Edna Manley.
um, Christine, you want to go first, or should I?
uh,
Christina, eat.
I think I can go, man. I think first of all, I want to congratulate all the graduates that completed a program that is very hands-on um, in a pandemic, which would have been really challenging. So I hope you're hearing me. I think first I would really like to congratulate all the persons that exhibited and is up for, because I think, well, they're up for um, being awarded their Bachelors of Fine Arts. Um, so when I went through the show, I thought that it was very reduced. I don't know if that is because maybe some students were um, probably couldn't participate because of financial
Wait, when you
issues.
say reduce, hold on. When you say reduce,
I'm just used to a very big final
okay.
year fine arts, visual arts group, and it was very small. Ones that stood out to me were Brad's and the magnitude of work that he put in for that final year show. Um, and then, so Brad stood out to me. I also think
What's his full name? Brad Pinnock, right?
Brad Pinnock. I think
Yeah, I
Brad
think
Pinnock
that's
is
it.
his full
Yeah.
name. And then also in painting studio, trying to bring up, I think, Trishana Fisher. I really enjoyed her show, and again, seeing this body of work and seeing the body of work that was in the and I resumed the struggle exhibition. I really think she's sorry. she's a good artist to watch. And I really want to big her up. The next person that stood out to me is the guy that was in sculpture department. I don't remember his name, trying to bring it up right now, but Tevin Lewis is the other person that stood out to me. I guess we can go in more about why they stood out to me, but I'll open the floor to everybody else.
I think I agree with you totally. A pandemic, and given the circumstances, this is what I feel, especially when I'm looking at like Brad, Kevin, and Trishana's work, for students to be able to produce work at that scale, that kind of that magnitude, shows that they were totally engaged in the process of creating and fleshing out ideas. Thought that those three
And
artists,
material too.
material,
Yeah.
work with material, especially for like Tevin's work with like myriad, I can't use no other word, because it's like cool. It was there were drawings, sculpture, found objects, photography, sound, video.
Sound, yeah. Soundscape.
And for me, that's what made the exhibition people, to me, what was successful. And it was successful even much more than past exhibitions. Not to compare, but the circumstances, the pandemic, the uncertainty, and for you to come out with a body of work that was grandiose, it was really refreshing. And I was there day after day, just trying to engage with the artists, because I was really proud.
Oh, you went back to talk to him?
Yeah, man, I spoke with them multiple times.
Cool.
Tevin, Brad, during the making of the work, because you see the artists working and you see them working, you know that it's a lot of stress, it's a lot of weight loss, it's a lot of all kind of things, and for them to make it work, it was just really awe-inspiring for me personally, and I, gave me kind of fuel. All right, I can take on mine now, and I don't have no excuse. No excuse. So, Trishana, she was the one that surprised me the most. The scale of the work and the confidence that the work, exhibited was really, 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 really good. Really proud of the student, and hoping, even though all of the issues that we have in the community, that they will continue to practice beyond Edna. I'm hoping to see them in exhibitions, beyond just final.
Or even just matriculating into a graduate program. Because I think like some of those discourse that they're having is really at graduate level. It can really be pushed in that space and produce really, really good lead up work. So I hope that they get the opportunity to pursue that and get funding for that as well.
All right, Mr. Watson.
Yeah, I saw the pictures, but they are at least Brad, because I know Brad when he was a baby, and and because of where him is now, you would like to know the kind of change that occur with Brad, because it was one of those frisky kind of youth. I mean, we talk about youth, and then to see him come into the art school, and I remember when I was trying to get him to go big with that project, and if I'm not mistaken, he came in more thinking about graphics.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, but to see where he's at now, I mean, I am proud and I'm glad for him that he made that
Sorry,
breakthrough.
Mr. Watson, say that again.
No, I'm saying that I'm proud of him and I'm glad to know that he made that kind of breakthrough in terms of understanding the work, or even going to the extreme, going where he has gone in terms of size and in terms of subject matter, that kind of thing. But which says that there's a kind of growth. There's a growth that happened with him. With Tishana, well, I in first year, I knew in first year and somewhat in second year. I didn't know where she was going then, because I only knew those people from drawing classes. But I'm glad too that there's a group of people that came out of that, that set that really made that kind of stride. But it also speaks because recently we talk about the school not having a philosophy. But there's that evident direction in terms of where more people want to go, and in terms of even thinking about the work and of the work that they are doing outside of the usual kind of thing. So from that perspective, I'm glad for all the graduates. I'm proud of them. I also taught Kevin at one point in drawing, but I saw where he was involved in sculpture and in other areas of the school. So probably as was expected, in a way. So I am glad for them, proud for them, proud for the school too, because it means that they because when the school produce art, it's not just for the Jamaican space, it's for the world. And I think any one of these students can stand up anywhere in the world as long as they have an idea what they're doing. Yeah.
All right. Um, what was Tevin's major again? Was it sculpture?
Photography.
Photography. Okay. All right. So my general thoughts. Um, the show was to me, it felt empty. I can't even remember anybody outside of Tisha and Tevin and Brad. I don't remember nobody else.
Were there many more?
There were more, not many more. There were more. Um, the space felt empty. I mean, I can't recall ever seeing photography empty or textiles empty. Both those spaces were empty. I can't remember when last I ever saw that. Um, I don't know. It just felt. I even painting studio sometimes get converted to house students, and that never happened as well. So
For
it felt
graphic
the show.
design and
Yeah, the show.
illustration.
Right, the show felt very empty. And one of my concerns, and this is a year over year thing, where every year the concern grows even more, is the lack of variety. I can't remember when last I saw a jewelry student
From yeah,
exhibiting.
I think the
I can't
last
remember
one
when last
was not last show, the year before. I think there was a jewelry
a
artist.
jewelry student.
Yeah.
But right, so but that's a concern. I mean, why is it that we less and less we're seeing jewelry, we're seeing, was there a ceramic student? I don't even know.
No,
So
I think
so
what happened
definitely
that, sorry to cut you, what happened is a lot of students opted not to exhibit.
because of
you can do that. You can do that.
financial reasons.
I'm not sure if it's financial reasons or
Oh,
just pandemic stress, but a lot of them opted not to exhibit. So that affected,
you can
like,
opt not to exhibit.
Right, and that may I say never know you can do that.
I
So
think
what
so.
hap- So what? So how do? Oh, well, I'm now that you said that. exhibiting is not a part of the grade.
No, it's
It's
and it's
not.
curated.
Yeah, it's not a
Okay.
part of the grade. You're right. They may not be really
I
be
just
able.
thought that
Yeah,
it was, to
I thought
me,
it
it
was
kind of
mandatory.
the reason why I'm so shocked by it is, you just automatically think anybody would grab the opportunity to show your
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
But then again, it comes back to the school. I mean, I guess maybe they don't see the benefit because most of the time when you exhibit the work, nothing comes of it. You know, um, it seems to me. You remember one time final year show used to garner a lot
Press.
of interest and press and I don't really see that anymore. I can't remember when last I've been interested to go to a final year show. In for the longest while, I never really felt the need to go back as alumni. I don't know if Edna consider me alumni, but yeah. So it was a good show. For the ones that I can remember, I know there are a few more. There was one about a slaughterhouse, and there are
Yeah.
photographs of cows in the slaughterhouse. I can't remember her name.
Her
I think her
name
name was
is
Tish something as
Trish,
well. Trish.
Trishana Pearson,
Trishana.
photography.
Right, Trishana Pearson. Could remember her. And I think she's a graphic student.
No, photography.
Photography?
Yeah,
Okay, all right. So she's a photography student.
but she
All right. So I can't
also did
remember her.
a video documentation
Which
as
And
well.
one?
there's
Yeah, everybody disappear.
We're here.
That's me.
we're here, man.
No, me only as Xavier.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
it happened to me already. It's like when the internet is
Dip
buffering. Yeah, it takes away the thing. But
the
we're here.
video. Okay. All right. So, anyways, I you had there was one more student, the one who made the book.
Yes, that was the one I wanted
Uh,
to speak.
That
um,
is
Oh,
Pamela Chang.
Pamela Chang, right? Pamela Chang.
Yeah, I never see Pam work, but Pam is always an artist from ever since.
Right. But anyways, so my general thoughts is that the show felt empty. A lot of empty spaces. Um, the students were enthusiastic though, the ones that I did see and converse with. Um, so yeah, I think from here on out, we have to look at what comes next. Will they pursue a career in the arts? Will they continue? Or will most of them give up and just leave the space like the majority? Um, that it's a wait and see. Hopefully they push through with the current state of affairs we having um certain actors, NLS, Jamaican Art Society,
Which
Susie,
just had an open call. Hopefully some of these graduates actually applied.
the
Um,
fellowship open
and
call.
they had a winter
Oh,
residency,
NLS. Okay. Oh, right,
NLS,
right. So
yeah. So I
NLS
hope
currently
some of
has
them
an open call.
applied,
Yeah.
because then we could see there's that space and also support for continuation of the work.
definitely.
Right, right. And being someone who has experienced the NLS program, you get the opportunity to interact with people from different
Outside of
spaces,
Jamaica.
right?
Has
And
she come
and
back already?
big top people
Mr.
who
Watson say something
know
now.
what they're
Did she
talking
come back?
about. Yeah,
What?
yeah, it came back.
All right,
Oh,
so I'm gonna ask Tuani. Well, when you say the show is empty, you're talking about volume, number of work, are you talking about substance?
so what's the
Volume
name?
of work.
I think what we need to notice progressively over so many years, that is what has been happening with the school, and that is why we don't have we have few sculpture. I think in last year or in recent time we might have a little bit more than that previous year, but we know that sculpture, even ceramics, because people used to come to ceramics because they can do something that will help them to make a change.
Yeah. All right. So back to the final year show.
Mm.
Um, right. So my thoughts, it was empty. It felt empty. Um, I can't really. A lot of what I saw was not memorable. I can only remember Tishana, Tevin, and Brad. I have to dig deep for the rest. I don't know if that's a me problem or what. It might be a me problem.
What up?
Um,
Sorry, what
huh?
up? Sasha Gay, what's your name? Sasha Gay Hines?
Sasha
The
K.
thing,
Hines.
the
A
thing
lot of people
about
remember.
Sasha K, um, so we didn't go on the opening. We went on a day where I don't know, but one of the things I don't like about experiencing the show outside of the opening is that some artists' work isn't set up
Right.
for
You have
viewing.
other elements that
Yeah,
require of the presence of the artist.
right. And we almost missed it because I think we just know that these are spaces that are normally used for the exhibition. Um, and it could be also that we just maybe the school can work towards doing a map that you get when you first go to the show, and so you can find x amount of work located in these studio spaces, and so you don't miss anything. But the other thing was that her video wasn't up and running, um
Yeah, that,
so we didn't get to really experience the entirety of her work. um so I don't want to talk about it without seeing the video, because I think video and performance is a big part of our work. um so that is a disclaimer. um but we saw a lot of um um curation of objects and items within her space, and imagery that was coming out, collaging on objects, and I mean, I really would want to see it with the video and the sound and everything. So that's my
Given that she's a multidisciplinary artist,
yeah.
um, did that have any bearing on what the show looked like? I know you missed the video, but in terms of what the show that you're going in to see, what bearing did that have? I know you suggest that there were all these different approaches, but did that make a show or snippets of shows within a show?
What do you mean? Like, did if her that the
ex-
expectation?
So the exhibition that she
Oh,
presented,
yeah.
was it a wholesome exhibition, or was it parts of exhibition because her approaches were so diverse?
I think I get what you're saying. To answer for Christina, please Christina if I'm wrong, tell it. I
Mm,
think the video element of the work was what made the sculptural aspects and the other aspects more coherent or complete. And
right.
not being able to see or experience the video, it felt like you were missing something, because there's another part of the story, another part of the intention of the artist that the audience or the viewer didn't get the opportunity to experience.
Right.
Make
But
sense?
Yeah.
was
Um,
it video down all the time, which means other viewers didn't get to see it?
She had to be in the space because of the requirements of the institution, in regards to equipment, uh, for the use of like the projectors and the monitors and so forth. The artist has to be in the space in order for the videos to be.
which I don't know if that's true, because the other artists in one of the painting drawing studio, her video was running.
Well, maybe she was around.
She wasn't there. Or you mean maybe she set it up
beforehand and then left. Sasha Gay, on the other hand, I don't think, because I went there on several occasions and I still didn't, I haven't had the opportunity to see the video.
right.
So, you know, so
We can only talk about the elements that are there. I just have to be careful with what I say about the work because I don't have the complete how all of it works together. And without that element, I feel like I'm not experiencing the work completely.
I was having the same issue. Khristina had, in the sense that you see the, because you know that she's dealing with like identity, self-reflection, spirituality, but how does how is this resolved? You know, how you can't get, there's no sense of resolution for me.
If the video is not present.
The video, which you know the video is, because and maybe it's because we are expecting the video. Maybe that is the thing, that we were expecting a video presentation from her as a multidisciplinary artist. So maybe that was our
One to everybody else. I think since we start discuss the work and describe the work, I guess we can get into the finer details of who we thought had the strongest showing and who we thought had the weakest showing, if we want to even go there.
I don't
Are
want to go
any
to the week.
criticisms?
No, I
Are
don't
any
want to go to that.
criticisms? Any criticisms? Any observations?
all right. I don't think stronger and weaker would be helpful to any of the graduates or any of the students. You, in every exhibition you will have works that are better resolved, are more complete, and then you have people who are still fleshing out ideas. Meaningful discourse around the works, you can have that, but stronger and weaker showing, you know, you have always have that. You have works that you find that you connect with more, or more resolved, Brad and Tevin, and in the argument and in the argument and what do you call that? The installation of the works, because they're all installation, so they're more complete in that way as arguments, and you can follow the arguments. But stronger and weaker, I'm so sure about that, if that's a meaningful part for us to take a young artist. You know, that's my position. Anyway.
Now see me and hear me?
Yeah.
What happened a while ago? Because me hear you say something about stronger weak and then it come back and me hear you say stronger weak again. All right, anyway, all right. So
what I was
let me say that again. Who you think was more resolved? Or who stood out?
I talk about that already.
Yeah, we kind of mentioned Brad, Tevi, Trishana, Pamela, in a way, and we are not too sure about Sasha Gay because we really never see the works, the completed installation. But I think all of the works them resolved to a certain degree. Resolving the works, I think they all accomplished that in their own way. Me personally, I thought that each artist resolved the work not only adequately, but quite well. The arguments, even Sasha gave with the exclusion of the video, we wouldn't see it. I think the video would add to the space. So whatever position will hold, the video would only enhance that. I don't think the video can take away from anything that she has in terms of the sculptural aspect of the work. The comparison, I kind of find it hard to do when you're dealing with art. That's something I always have a problem with like comparing like whose work is more resolved or who's not. Kind of, especially when you deal with young artists.
Yeah, but maybe we should say whose work is more resolved, because we have to look at the individual here also.
Yeah.
Is this individual resolved based on what he set up, or the artist statement and all of that? Because from where we are, we have to check out these, and that will determine how we might respond. But were the artist statement?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so maybe some of them might tell us more about how we think about the work and how we assess the work. But I don't think on a large scale, collectively, we can talk about who was good, who was better, that kind of thing. If we look at their artist statement, then based on their conceptual, yeah, and also some formalities, then we can make some determination. And we probably don't even want to go there. That is just talk to them individually and help them to resolve if that's where it is. But right now, from what I'm hearing, as not having seen all the work, we can safely say that they made an effort. And we know you're coming out of art school, there is a lot more efforts to be made in terms of resolution. Where they go, because 5 years or less down the road, they might be going in a different direction, and then we have to look at it again from a different set of criteria. So maybe.
All right. So sorry, Mr. Watson. Go ahead.
So I'm saying maybe what we're really saying is that there was this great effort and something came of it. Never mind, some shortfall somewhere along the line, and that is not something that we can determine right now. We have to have some other talk with the artist, and hence the place on the art conundrum for whichever one or two or more that we choose.
All right. So let me change the question again then.
Why do you keep changing this question?
Khristina, whose
Brad
work
took
did
it
you
for me.
like? Whose work did you like?
Brad took it for me.
Okay.
But then I don't want to put off Tevin, because I felt like I could go to Tevin's work over and over again and see something else. But those are just my personal things, right? It for me, it's between Brad and Tevin. Where you see the thing about it now is the others you take away from it once you make those determination. I expected more from like textiles, for instance. That's where my heart sunk a little bit, but I think there is room for them to explore and push the concepts that they have further. But I'm not saying that the work was weak or anything. It's just, for me, I expected a little bit more from that department.
I think a few textile artists opted not to exhibit. So yeah. I spoke to one individual, I call the name. She just never wanted, to show.
Oh.
So that kind of affected.
Okay, well, I mean, there were the two persons that were in the show. Big ups to them. I spoke to one, and she was really thinking about color and how that is visualized. And I think a lot of our techniques in terms of dealing with material and weaving and stuff like that it's interesting. I enjoyed the Victorian sculptural one, but I think there can be some more with how the color it comes out within the work, um, to be more fluid and to bring those ideas she have about her emotions and how she's feeling and how that just morphs into other feelings. I think the color can be pushed a little bit more with that, and material, found object within that as material as well, because I find that interesting. But those are my own feelings that I'm projecting on them. But for me, it's Tevin and Brad, for the sheer magnitude of work and exploration that and resolution when you read their work, their artist statement, and also in tandem with looking at the work itself. So I think for me it's those two. When I walked in the space, it was just like, wow. I could see the formation of the horses and the grotesque nature of the horses. I could get that.
That's
And
Shauna's.
no, Trishana being the other female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is it her
Yeah.
work you're describing now?
No, I'm describing Brad's and the horse, and why I feel like that really moved me. So yeah, that's it for me in terms of, I guess, putting them on.
What you like? What you like? That,
Yeah.
Xavier, which word did you like?
Like, you know, if I like or hate work still too honest. Honest. I don't know if maybe I don't know. But the work that I thought that was had the most complete argument was probably Brad, and it's three for me still. Brad, Trish, the painter, and Tevin. Brad for the surrealist, because I can see references from that surrealist artist, the Spanish one. What's his name? With the horses, the long-legged horse. What the name of the Spanish eccentric painter name, man? The surrealist one. Yeah. Dali. Come on, guys, we're artists. Yeah, so it's Dali. I can see the Dali reference and how he's in a way carrying that kind of aesthetic into a kind of Jamaican context, into a kind of localized context, using also painter collage elements, because he had collage, he had sculpture, different types of sculpture too. He did some busts, some heads, and some kind of grotesque heads with cigarette butts in the cranium, and that was interesting the way how he was going between the horses, the collage, the tickets at the betting, you know, the betting shops, the what you call that, the tickets we use to bet for a horse. You don't know, guys, please help me. Them tickets there. So he did some collage and they were placed behind the space. And a lot of people didn't know that the collage were a part of the work in a way. So with that, I thought that was maybe you could work out that part of it to include, obviously, you know, in a way where people, the viewer would know that, all right, these collages are a part of the work and they are not just tapestry or wallpaper. But outside of it, I thought that it was well resolved with even the platform and the way in which he elevated the horses on pedestals and the materials he used, the kind of paper mache, mesh, soft sculpture type. That was interesting in its own way. Uh, Tevin for the use of the material and the space, transforming the space totally. You know, he transformed the space in a kind of ecosystem. Uh, and the use of video and sound, that was interesting in its own way. So I don't know which one was stronger or weaker. I just
I
thought
don't
that
know
they
why
were
one
um,
asking us to rank
interest.
them.
in their own way, you know, and meaningful in their own
Yeah.
way, you know.
There's a lot of depth to Brad's work, though.
Yeah,
A lot
the
of depth to
question
Brad's
was
work.
what you like. We already
Oh,
moved past the struggle of the week. We see
oh,
what you like.
that's why I'm saying I like all of them. Well,
I realize everybody kind of hop on a skip
no, no,
round. You see, art criticism this is what art
no.
criticism come to know, you know. Me and Xavier, we talked about it the other day, the tongue and cheek thing. This is what it come to. Like everybody afraid to say this, not probably this not execute
Well,
as well as it could.
okay. So what we
This, so I think for me personally, this final year, especially the three artists that I mentioned, they were exceptionally strong. Honestly, they were exceptionally strong, and there are very few things that I can. All right, and that would be nitpicking, almost. You know, because the tapestry thing with Brad, that are nitpicking with the volume of work and the resolution of the space and just the body of work and argument, that would really be nitpicking. So they were just meaningful discussions and interesting.
Right. And that's
yeah,
all I
yeah,
asked you. I
yeah.
never did I ask you if it
I
be
mean,
negative.
for the photographer, that was really looking at slaughterhouses. I really wanted for the works to be on different material,
Yeah,
but that is not, that is for me.
yeah,
And I want to be careful with how I present that information to her if she's watching. Um, to not make her feel as if I'm putting down the work, but I wanted to see it on,
different surface.
yeah, and printed at on a higher quality,
Mm.
um, and but those are my own feelings towards it. I found that the images were a bit saturated, and I was wondering if that had to do contextually with the work, um, which I don't think so. But you're sucking, you're presenting information about slaughterhouse and sucking life out of these animals, and you feel that with the quality of the print, like you feel this desaturation of life. I don't know if that is a language that she's
Yeah,
using
the
within the work.
desaturation of life. That's exactly what
Um,
I said.
but I think it could be also done in an intentional way to allow you to feel that more, like push that to another level. Won't be able to stay because even right now it's like, you know. So
All right, we understand, Christina.
yeah, I don't know. GPS just set the light, and
All
All
right.
it's
right.
been happening. It good enough. The hurricane now. Yeah. So I
Okay.
will speak with you guys next recording, and I'm very sorry.
Have
No
a good
problem.
day.
We understand.
All
Yeah,
right. Take
problem.
just
care.
Anyways, Mr. Watson, where can the people find you?
Instagram, Stanford Watson, that's 71.
And the
And,
Art Conundrum.
and the Art Conundrum and Facebook too. Just book Stanford Watson, you find something.
All right. Xavier, we will be having a few episodes with you, you know, because you being in the space, New York, we have to take advantage of that, you know. All right,
Can
where
I,
can the people find you?
the ninth, I think the week of the ninth, I'll be attending an art fair, so I'm gonna try the Insta live there.
Right.
Because
Okay.
which one start fear is that?
I can't remember the name of it. I'm not good with the name of things like stuff.
Yeah, no,
But
talk to each other and see if you can. Maybe Mr. Watson, you could have jumped by, I don't know.
I'm gonna
You
send
got
you, I'm
something.
gonna send you the name of it.
Remember this art fair used to be down by Lower East Side. I don't know if
So I don't know now where. I gotta tell you
no
now
All right,
where.
problem.
we'll get the details. We'll get the details. Alright, Xavier, where so the people can find you?
Art Cuento, art_Cuento at gmail.com. Or you can put Xavier Horton, Gmail at Instagram. On Instagram, it's Art Cuento. Art_Cuento. Instagram. And then for Facebook, it's Xavier Horton.
Alright.
Yeah. You
Alright.
find a magnetic stone. You ever see a magnetic stone? Yeah?
A magnetic stone?
Let me just discover say magnetic. I go to Portland and crack some things for material. I want to I will tumble them, polish them and thing. But me really stone magnetic, never metal table.
That's interesting. We know, of course, we know some magnets come from minerals, but anyways, I'm Tawani Sinclair. I've been your host. Last stop's a moderator. I've been your host. And yeah, thanks for tuning in to the Art Conundrum podcast. We have a steady stream of viewers. We're having more comments, and we want to see that continue. So like, subscribe. Where's Mr. Watson?
Share.
Like, subscribe, and comment.
Yeah, like, subscribe, comment, and be a part of the conversation.
Share.
And share with your friends, family, lovers, everything.